Well, hello all. Rainy, kind of cold, sometimes sun, temperatures in the 40s here in Northern California, winter's day. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. What I'm here to talk about is this particular statement that the Orange Man said. Let's go over and look at that. So what I want to do is educate him on what he has done to the planet Earth, and especially the U.S. Let's go over to the board. Let's take a look at the real list. So what has the Orange Man accomplished here in the U.S.? Well, he's obviously the most hostile and corrupt president, in quotes, in history. The climate change rollbacks have been extreme, scrapping 6 greenhouse gas emission rules. One of them happens to be the clean power plant rule, was to cut emissions from electric utilities. Well, that's been eliminated, and they're allowing far more emissions now. The Orange Man is cutting clean car standards emissions by a lot. He's also cutting glider truck pollution rules completely, so that these massive polluting trucks can be on the highways of the U.S., and far more of them than previously before. Methane standards have been cut for oil and gas sites. They don't have to worry about methane escaping their oil and drilling sites. He's also cut methane rules to oil and gas flaring on leased property. So now they can flare all the methane they want. Instead of turning methane, which is really natural gas, into a fuel that can be used, they can now just light it on fire and let it add to the pollution problem around the world. He has also cut methane rules for waste dumps, so they don't have to worry about their methane escaping. The Orange Man said this is good for the world. Well, let's take a look at just these alone. 1,600 more deaths from the clean power plant rule rollback. Asthma will be through the roof, as it was starting to do under the previous Bush presidencies. Of course, he was never really a president. He stole the election. 900 more deaths from the glider truck rollbacks alone. 9,000 more deaths. That's an increase of air pollution by a factor of 500 times. So, just in these rollbacks, he will cause 10,630 more deaths per year. But those aren't even the big cutbacks or what the Orange Man has done. Let's go look at some of the bigger problems he's done. I wish he would look at his full list, but when you're absolutely insane, anything looks positive. So, the Office of Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy would see its budget slashed by 70%. Another thing that the Orange Man is giving to the U.S. is family separations. 2,000 kids separated, thrown in cages. Of course, the U.S. says these aren't cages. What do you think? Let's take a look. Then we have the tax scam for the richest. $600 billion was given to the 1% and Wall Street. But that's not all. They're going to do another one next week. Another $627 billion tax cut for the wealthy 1%. I'm sure this will have no effect at all on the poor. There basically will not be anything left for anybody but the wealthy under the Orange Man. This is just part of the list of the deadly, poisonous, stupid things the Orange Man is doing here in the U.S. But that doesn't even include what he's doing worldwide, like the BS trying to get a war started with Venezuela and try to steal territory over in Africa for oil exploration, and of course, more war in the Middle East. Can you tell me where we're going to be doing war next? And could you help me with the list? Put your opinions in the comments section below. Let me know more about the list and what you think should be on it. With the Orange Man, nothing can't be put on the table, regardless of how many people you kill, cage, shoot, bomb, or swindle. It's still the same. He's right. He has done more harm to the U.S. and the world than any presidents. I have one more thing I have to talk about, is the issue whether a new car or an old car is better for the environment. My research shows that an old car is better for the environment. Reason is because you don't have to build a new one. You just buy one that's already been pre-used, pre-built. So the footprint of that particular car during the time that you own it will be very low compared to a footprint of a new car, where all the material that goes into the car had to be mined, brought up to the surface, processed, manufactured into whatever that product is. Then it goes to the car plants, where then the assemblage starts. So where the manufacturing of a new car starts depends on whether it's better for the environment or not. But if you take everything back to where it came out of the ground or the recycling bin, you will see that a used car is far more efficient than a new car, regardless of CAFE standards. CAFE standards really don't pollute that much compared to manufacturing of the car itself. It's about 10 times more polluting than the entire life of a car's life as it's driven. I appreciate all the ups and the downs and the new subscribers, and until next time, if there is a next time,